Me?
My sleep was good.
Yeah? Cool. My name's Jay, and I'm the Mentalist. For those of you who don't know what that means, which maybe the most of you, a mentalist is somebody who can apparently read someone's mind or influence people. And this doesn't happen by any kind of psychic ability or anything like that. I don't actually believe in those things, but the methods that I use include psychology, deception, and showmanship or suggestion. And I'll give you an example of how I do this. Can I have a couple of volunteers, please? Woo! Yeah? A little too enthusiastic. But okay, you'll do though. Come on up. And front row? Thanks. Excellent. Give these guys a round of applause, please. Thank you. What's your name? Bonnie. Nice to meet you, Bonnie. I'm Jay. And what's your name? Zach. Zach. Nice to meet you. You guys can come on stage. Okay. All right. This is Bonnie. This is Zach. And you guys have seen magicians do card tricks. When a magician takes out a deck of cards, he asks you to take one out and then put it back in the deck, and the magician does something, complicated or sophisticated, and he reveals the card in an exciting way. But what a mind reader does with a deck of cards is a little bit different. Zach, can I ask you to come on this side with Bonnie, please? Yeah. Thank you. All right, now this is all about perception. I'm going to take out this deck of cards, and I'm going to fan it to each of you. Fan it to both of you at the same time. And you're just going to think of one card that you see, okay? And remember that card. Got it? And I'm only going to give you a few seconds to do this. All right? You guys both got cards in your mind? All right, good. Now the rest happens between our minds. All right, so raise your hand if you're thinking of a red card. Zach? All right, we'll start with you. Oh, you're both thinking of red cards. All right, Zach, we'll still start with you, okay? Think about whether... Stand right here, please, and just face me, please. All right, think about whether or not your card is kind of a high card. Yeah. I'm getting that it's kind of high, but it's sort of in between, maybe? No? All right, I'm going to ask you a question and only reply in your mind. Don't reply out loud, okay? Is the suit diamonds? Don't reply in your mind. I think that's a maybe. Is it above 7? Again, don't reply. All right, now just think about your card. Just picture it. It's King of Diamonds? That's right? Yeah. Thank you very much, Zach. Totally. Thanks. One more round of applause. Bonnie, same thing. Say that your card is kind of a low card. Nine of hearts. No? Alright. Now, are you thinking, if you and Zach thought of the same exact card, would that be kind of a coincidence? Are you also thinking of the King of Diamonds? Yeah? That's weird. Thank you very much. Weird. Give this a round of applause. Can I have another volunteer, please? Okay, somewhere in the middle there. Come on up. How's it going? What's your name? Lewis. Nice to meet you, Lewis. I'm Jay. What I want to try with you is something called a book test. And what this is the way that mentalists kind of originated was from spiritual mediums in like the 19th century. There was like these fraudulent psychics who would use tricks to try and convince themselves that they were getting like revelations from God or something like that. And one of the psychic tests that they developed to prove their psychic ability was to give someone like a book or something, and a person would think of a word that they see from the book, and the psychic would try and determine what that word is. Yeah? So I believe I have a book on the table. Would you just pick that up, please? And yep, would you want me to just open the book to any page you'd like, and don't pick kind of a boring word like duh or could or is, nothing that I could have just guessed. In fact, would you put like a really long word, and maybe one that you can picture in your mind, like a concrete thing. You know what I mean? Not like an abstract word, but like a concrete thing. So I'm going to give you a moment to do that. Have you got a word in mind? Okay, excellent. I'll give you the opportunity to change your mind. And this is a legitimate opportunity. Most of the time when you tell someone, do you want to change your mind? There's like, no, I don't want to change my mind. But now that I bring it up, all right, excellent. Now think for a minute of the first letter of this word. and just say it to yourself in your mind over and over again. Just think about this first letter, all right? Excellent. Would you just face the audience while you do this, and so you don't see what I'm writing? Just think about that first letter. Just say it over and over. Just sort of scream it to me in your mind, all right? And this might be a difficult process because everyone is a little bit different, so to read them requires kind of adapting to their techniques, adapting to the way that they think. All right, so here's what I think the first letter is. Don't look. I could be wrong, but that's what I think it is. I don't know if that's right. Can you guys see this? Yeah? What's the first letter you're thinking of? A P. All right, and I wrote a T, which is completely wrong. All right. Yes. All right. So that time you were just saying it to yourself in your mind, right? All right, and that's kind of like this time instead of sort of like an auditory cue, try and just visualize the second letter. Okay? Imagine like there's like a big movie screen, and just you can see that second letter there. Yeah. Excellent. We'll try this again. You see what I wrote? The first letter is actually a P, and the second letter is what I want to try and get from him. What's the second letter? O. Yeah, thank you very much. O. All right. Once again, the same thing. Think about the third letter. Just sort of picture it on the screen, yeah? In the same way you did the second one. Just picture that third letter. Is it an L? Yeah? Yeah? All right, excellent. Just think about this whole word for me now. Just all at once. Picture that whole word now on the screen. You're doing fine now, yeah? Just that whole word. You see it? It's actually quite a long word. Yeah, you were really going for a long word to try and trick me up. But this is like, imagine now instead of imagining the word, imagine like the thing itself on the movie theater, yeah? Because it's not a thing, but it's kind of a person, yeah? Are you thinking of police woman? Is that it? Yeah. Yeah, that's it? Thank you very much. Give me a round of applause. Thank you very much. Now, as I said before, my techniques don't work on everyone. They only work in the conditions that I can control. So you couldn't scientifically test me to see if I could read minds. I would obviously fail. But sometimes I have to select my volunteers based on some criteria. So I did speak to someone earlier on. His name is Mike. Is he still here? Mike, yeah, would you come on up, please? Can you please give Mike a round of applause? Now, well, I did say one of my methods was deception. I never use stooges, or I never just tell someone what to say or something like that, because I think that's kind of cheap, yeah? So, Mike, you're not a stooge in any way. But some of you may have noticed this envelope, this manila envelope that I have on the stool. And nobody knows what's inside this envelope, correct? You don't know what's inside it, do you, Mike? Well, earlier on I had an image, and I wrote what this image was, and I put it in this envelope. And I want Mike here is going to try and figure out what's in this envelope. So the reason I'm doing this is because it's one thing for the mind reader to just read other people's mind, but I think what's the most interesting routine is to have somebody else read the psychic's mind, and for them to inherit the psychic powers, yeah? So Mike, would you please have a seat right there? You may wish to take off your backpack. And now, what I'm going to do is actually going to show you this drawing before Mike guesses what's in it, yeah? Or show you the description of this image. Mike, do you notice that there's actually a blindfold there? Would you please put that on? I know it's a little kinky, but sure it's something he's not already used to. I'm just joking, Mike. That wasn't a mind read. All right. Or was it? All right, Mike, you can't see anything through that blindfold, can you? Nope, can't see through the nose? Nope. All right, excellent. For those of you, I'm going to show you what I wrote on this envelope, and I don't want any of you to give any clues to Mike as to what it could be, yeah? Can you guys see this? So a little bit obscure. It's not something really obvious. Well, what I'm going to do is I sort of sent these signals to Mike outside his awareness. So he might get it right, but he won't know why he got it right. Mike, how confident are you that you could name what's in this drawing? Don't change your mind at this point. At a scale of 1 to 10? 4? Yeah? All right. So not that confident, but nonetheless, just stick with what you thought, yeah? All right, now the moment of truth. What do you think is in it? Just name it. Fred Flintstone. Take off your blindfold, please. That's weird. Give Mike a round of applause, please. So one of the methods that I use is to sort of get these signals from people, or we can communicate in ways besides verbal communications. So sometimes, the gesture of a hand can, tell someone what you're thinking. Or as my friend said, I was twiddling a pencil before I came up, and maybe that would make me appear nervous or something like that. Yeah. So in this way, Mike, can you bring to mind a 3-digit number? A 3-digit number. All right. You may wish to come up to this microphone for this.
Yes.
Excellent. Now, what I want you to do is to think about the first digit of this 3-digit number, right? Just the first digit. And I want you to count backwards from 9 to 0, okay? Into the microphone out loud. And when you pass your number, try not to give it away. Try and keep a poker face. Try and say all the numbers equally, enunciate them equally, all right? And you guys watch Mike and see if you can figure out the number that he's thinking of, all right? So just the first digit, count down. Start now.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
All right. Have you guys got a guess in mind about what he could be thinking of? Is it 8?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird. All right. All right. Did anyone get that? 8?
No.
No? That's weird. All right. Well, you guys suck. That's why I'm up here. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Now the same thing for the second digit, except we're going to put a twist on it because obviously it'd be quite repetitive if we did this again. This time, think from 9 to 0, but don't say it out loud. Just say it in your mind. So count in your mind. 8, 7. All right. Got it? All right. Just start now. Stop counting in your mind. Was it 9?
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah? That's weird. All right. I don't know what else to say about it. All right. All right, the third digit. This time, no counting. Just think about that third digit in your mind. Just try and do the thing where you imagine the movie screen. I'm using a movie screen because the theater is right there. Once again, just see that number there, yeah? Is it 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you very much. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching. I'm the Mentalist. Some of you might have seen me before, but this is my last performance because I'm graduating. So, no. All right. Thanks, everyone.